Welcome back to Opin Facts, where we talk openly about the facts and opinions surrounding our culture across generations.
Cross generations.
You know who I am by now. It's your girl Nelle, and to my left is my lovely co-host Dr. J.
Hey
and
everyone.
I am super excited to get into this topic, but y'all know what we have to do first. We gotta wind down.
Wind down. And today we're winding down with Winking Owl Sweet Red.
Yes.
Pretty smooth. I love this wine.
Yes.
I don't know what use
It's probably like the best go-to, like sweet red.
Often.
If you're just like, I need something sweet, need something simple, easy.
Yeah, it goes with most
Definitely
things.
Winking Owl.
I mean, I've had it with chicken and even fish.
Yeah, it's a good steak one too.
Yeah, so it's good. So try it, Winking Owl.
Get you
Sweet
some.
Red.
Yes. So today, the topic of today, I think a lot of people, if not everyone, can relate to this particular topic here. I feel like I want to call this the employment blues. You know?
It's a good way.
Okay. We got one more thing that we need to do before we talk about our topic. That's the icebreaker.
Yeah,
so let's get our card situated.
And icebreaker is brought to you by
Best Self. We probably are gonna have these cards forever because they have so many lovely cards and options and questions and stuff to discuss. I cannot wait to get my second Best Self card set.
Yeah.
Get you a
pretty good
set of Best Self.
Thought provoking, if nothing else.
So what's our icebreaker?
Our question today is: if you could never work, how would you spend your time? So no more work. You never have to work again. How would you spend your time?
Never work again, like ever.
Yeah, never ever.
I don't gotta clock in. I don't have to. Whew. I'd be on somebody's beach. Okay? Like out enjoying the sun and the sand and just living life.
Yeah.
Never have to work again? Oh, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
vacationing forever.
Well, it didn't say how much money you'd have if you work again.
That's a good point.
However, I would do some traveling myself. There are some places I would love to go to Africa.
Ooh.
You know, Ghana. I have a lot of connections in Nigeria. And I would visit them. Some European tours, just travel.
Stay on the road, stay on the plane, always on the go. I like it. You like it, I love it. Without further ado, let's get right on into it. And since we're talking about never working again, let's talk about the fact that we got to work now. You know, let's just get it all out there.
For now,
we got to go to work. The bills got to get paid. You know, kids got to eat. Lights got to get cut on. We got to go to work. But what is it looking like out there? I feel like the work scene is similar to the dating pool. It's a little different, you know? Yeah, they have this new thing now called quiet quitting.
Yeah.
I want to say that's my generation to thank for that. That's quiet quitting. So there's actually a TikToker. I found her on Instagram, but I think she started off on TikTok. Her name is Sarai Soto. I'm sure y'all gonna correct me in the comments. Okay. I put her Instagram down below, but she has all but revolutionized the phrases quiet quitting and acting your wage, and even something like quiet firing.
Okay, let's see. Goal for today. 500 calls. We're doing 50. It's Maple Muffin Monday, everyone. Let's go to the break room. Did you watch last week's episode of The Bachelorette? Yeah, good drama, right? Hey, Veronica, you have till end of day to finish all this extra work. Respectfully, Susan, it's 2022. We're acting our wage, so don't give me extra work. Okay? Thank you. She did not say that. She did not. Oh my God. I'm dying. I'm happy to help. Have a great day. Okay, bye. Have a great night. Okay, bye. Bye.
What is that about?
So, well, when I saw that TikTok, by the way, I know my generation doesn't do TikTok,
Right,
but
I was like, you do what?
I took a peek. So, what you're calling quiet quitting today is what we used to call work to rule back in the day.
Okay.
So it was it's the same thing. I mean, a lot of the unions were advocating for that. You worked for however many hours you got paid, right? So that's if you were unionized. Now, those of us who were not unionized, maybe in management or whatever, we were coming in early, working through lunch. We were crazy. Working through lunch, taking work home.
After hours?
Yeah, definitely.
Were you getting overtime?
No. We were,
Excuse me?
and still have to worry when there's a layoff if you're on the list. And I can tell you, been through that a lot. But we definitely weren't managing burnout as you all are doing today. It's like, you're not going to be burnt out because you're not going to make it happen.
We refuse. I think my generation prefers a work-life balance and, a healthy work culture than we do having a job or being on the corporate scene. We definitely prefer to be able to live our lives and do what we need to do, and we can figure the money out later. We don't want to sacrifice spending time with our family just to get a paycheck. That's crazy.
So a term that I've heard used along with this since that TikToker is something called carefully coasting. So that's a nice one.
I didn't hear that one. Carefully coasting.
Yeah. So it's like you're not doing your work, but you're clocking in at 8 or 9 whenever you start. You're taking your 1 hour lunch. And if there are any breaks in between, you're taking it too. And then at 5, computer is shut.
Yep. That's so true. That's similar to the acting your wage, where basically you're just fulfilling your job description with an 8-hour workday. Clock in when you're supposed to, clock out when you're supposed to. No after work meetings. No, can you use your lunch to attend this training? No overworking, no stressing, no taking work home. We do not do that anymore. We're fed up.
But I think, though, that employers are recognizing that this work-life balance, as you mentioned, is necessary.
Yeah.
They're accepting the fact that flexibility is needed because this generation, your generation, values your playtime as well as your work time.
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, and so I noticed that a lot of the companies now are addressing childcare. They are seem to be a little bit more concerned about the health, so they might be offering gym memberships and some competitive things between employees to allow them to see who's losing more weight, who's doing whatever.
Yep.
So they're starting to get the message.
I think they're getting the picture, but I think there's a lot more to it than, like we used to say, pizza parties. I think you can't throw pizza at the situation. I think it's helpful if we understand that people deserve to be paid what they're worth. They deserve to come to a job and have a work environment that's healthy, that's non-toxic, and that can afford them the life that they want to live without having to break their back for it, But yeah, I think people were starting to want some sort of change in their work environment, and they weren't getting it. They were feeling like their bosses had given up on them, or their workplaces were just toxic or abusive. And people weren't just quiet quitting; they were quiet quitting and loudly quitting. They were getting out of there. They had this thing called the Great Resignation a few years ago that I feel like is still going on, where people just started in droves quitting their jobs. And I'm not talking giving a 2 weeks notice. I'm talking walking
out, right?
Walking out. Especially now, I got a lot of my friends mentioning to me the Georgia's law. They have the right to fire.
Georgia's a right to work state,
right to work, so they can fire at will.
Yeah.
And so people are quitting at will. And I mean, I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah. So if I think about how things are different for me, I've worked at somewhere for 23 years now. Hard to think, your generation, you leave if it's not working, right? But we were more interested in the security of knowing that you have this job and being there for a while, because that was recognized.
Yeah.
I remember when I started at this job that I've been for 20 something years, when I went to get a car, I hadn't even started working yet. And I told them I was, I had a letter to say I was employed to this place. They gave me a car because it was, okay, people don't leave this company. So I drove out with a car and hadn't even gotten my first paycheck yet.
Wow.
And so, we tended to be more devoted. And it's not that, we probably didn't know better in terms of if this situation wasn't right. We weren't asking for more. We took the $2 raise when they gave it to us.
$2. That's a lot of money.
But we stuck it out. We didn't necessarily go and demand more or demand promotions. We just were happy to be working at that time. So a little different now from how you all approach it, but also a lot different in the way the employers view you, because they see that you are the ones who are going to keep the company going in the future. So they have to adjust and reconfigure how they're doing things. But what do you all feel you should be approaching your employers with to stay?
A list of demands. Okay, it's now become a hostage negotiation. No, but honestly, I think that it's very helpful to approach it in the way that you would approach anything that you're passionate about. You want to be able to live your life a certain way. And I think if you go to your employer with the list of must-haves and the things that you're a little bit flexible on, there should be some give and take. I mean, it's not, we're not working for nothing. They want to make their money. We want to make our coins too.
So pretty much state your priorities.
I
need childcare.
I need flexible hours. I need accessibility to certain things. There's a lot of things that the law allows too. Doing your research can go such a long way. So find what works for you and look into what's best for you and do your due diligence for yourself. It's important. But you need to start acting your wage. You need to start quiet quitting.
Yeah.
Okay? If you got some Veronica and Susan moments happening at your workplace, then we need to start addressing some things. Moving that way.
The reality is they will start to see people as individuals and not just, numbers, because this person, if this person leave, it's going to affect things, because there's not a lot of workers out there.
There isn't.
It's skilled in certain things. So, and the older ones like myself, it's time for us to transition out.
It's retirement
time. If you're going to, it is retirement time.
Exciting.
So if you're going to keep your business going, you have to really start to embrace that you're getting a brand new type of workforce coming in there and adjust accordingly.
And a good way to do that, this is really for the bosses, the employers, the managers, supervisors, because honestly, y'all need to be watching it too. Emotional intelligence, it's not talked about enough. It's not known enough. But I mean, once it goes such a long way. in building your business, in employee retention, in simple things like just showing that you actually care about the people that work for you, that you have some empathy about the fact that they have lives outside of your job. Emotional intelligence. Pretend like you're in their shoes. Put yourself in their positions for a moment. How would you feel? How would you want your employer to react if you woke up and had a bad day, or, you know, an emergency happened at home, and these things, you know, businesses don't wait for life. But it's great to just take a moment sometimes and just think about it before you act or move in a way that's going to drive your best people away.
Definitely the pandemic that we went through, still kind of going through, has changed the perspective in terms of how employees approach work and how employers approach their workers, right? Because you've had to work from home, and it kind of, you know, lets people see who you really have. Because it's a different thing when you have to be home and can still do your work, or you have an employer who is saying, no, you have to come in. I don't care what's going on. So you realize, you think, oh, does that person really care about me as a person? Care about the fact that my children have to be home because there's no, you know, school is out, school is happening online, and you do have those employers who say, I don't care, you need to come in. And
doesn't concern me.
No,
business must go on.
So in those cases, it's not quiet quitting that's happening, it's quitting.
but those type of behaviors are what they consider quiet firing, where you just make the situation super uncomfortable. But I just think everything can be a learning process. It really can, and we can move toward making things better if we just pay attention and be a little bit more mindful. Sarai Soto, she had she did an interview where she talked about, you know, the videos that she was doing and things like that. And this is a quote that I pulled from the interview that I thought was lovely. If a company is paying you, let's say minimum wage, you're going to put in minimum effort. If you're acting your wage, that means the amount of labor that you're putting in reflects the amount that you're getting paid. So you're not going to go above and beyond to do the job of 2 or 3 people and do all this extra work if you're not even making a livable wage. So I feel like what that tells people is, we're not asking for too much. We're really asking for the bare minimum.
And we're asking for what we're worth.
We're asking for what we're worth. So you know, get a little golden rule time. Treat people the way you would want to be treated. You want to be paid your worth, then, you know, you treat your employers, and vice versa. If you want to be paid, you know, at a certain level, then you work at a certain level. And it should just be that easy.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I agree. And for those employers watching, I would say, you know, a good rule is to consider your employees as individuals, as I said before. Think of their needs. Think of the needs that you have that they probably have too. When you're setting your priorities, keep your employees in mind. And most of all, consider the impact of people actually quitting, walking off the job. I mean, we're talking about quiet quitting. At least they're there, but you could get them to the point where they actually leave, and then it's retraining and doing everything all over again.
So back to square one.
And
one. That's no fun, okay?
Yeah.
So do it right the first time. Thanks.
Love
my generation. Treat us right the first time, and we won't have to leave.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I think that I learned a lot more, and in the most fun way. Again, y'all, please go check out Sarai Soto's Instagram.
Yes.
To be, you know, a little more like-minded company and feel a little bit more relatable to the things that I'm sure everyone has experienced at some point in their working life. And, you know, just go out and do better, be better.
Yeah.
You know,
that's good.
That's the best takeaway that I can give. Do better, be better.
And just know, quiet quitting is not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe it's the wrong phrase. I like, what did I say? casual coasting.
Casual coasting.
Something like that.
Yeah. Just
because,
chill.
Because they're not walking off. They're just doing what they're being paid for.
They're just hanging out,
and
man.
nothing wrong with that. Work to rule for those from my generation. Same thing. Yeah.
Well, it's been lovely.
I love this.
Yeah. It's been lovely. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, share with someone who you think needs to hear this, needs to see this. Share with your boss. Okay? And we gonna see y'all next week.
Niggas won't take it, ayy. I'm having my way. Said I ain't having this weight. Way I ain't having this weight. And like the third me go out. Hey, what? Hey, yeah. Now that I'm picking it through, I just ain't fell in love cause I'm way too awake. And she try fucking a rapper to break on my heart, but my heart doesn't break. As soon as I link with these niggas, they feelings are written all over.